Hi everybody, I'm Amber Amethyst, and well, I am a fan of the Heathers. I like the movie, love the musical. That's another video for another day. I mean, it's an easy to follow storyline with a plot that takes a darker twist that I very much appreciate it for. It has lots of memorable characters and quotable lines. And in the case of the musical, some real catchy and fun songs that you just love singing along to in your car. Well, maybe that's just me. That being said, I would not say that I like every character equally, including the 3 title characters. So even though the movie is called The Heathers, the main character is actually Veronica. But out of the Heathers, I would say my favorites are, in order, McNamara, and then Chandler, maybe because Chandler is my dream role in the musical. But even though she has a horrible personality, there's still something about her that's just still likable. However, the same thing cannot be said for Duke. I don't really like this girl. And I'll go ahead and give a warning now that there are spoilers for both the movie and the musical version of The Heathers. If you were to ask like all the characters in both either the movie or the musical, I would say that Duke is towards the end. I don't dislike her as much as Curtin Ram or JD's dad, but she's somewhere there towards the lower part of the list. So, let's discuss what is it about Duke that I don't like. I think it's pretty understandable why I like McNamara. She does have her mean moments, both in the movie, sneaking the note onto Martha's tray, and in the musical, the whole thing with Pinata, as well as volunteering Veronica to get herself out of a sticky situation. Pun not intended. Even though Chandler has quite a horrible personality, I mean, as far as personalities go, she's just terrible. I mean, I think Veronica pretty much sums her up the best by saying she is a mythic bitch. And while she's quite terrible in the musical, I think in the movie it's shown even more. Even though she looks very elegant and she is clearly very top of the tier as far as social classes, both in day-to-day life and in high school setting, she's at the very top. She has all this grace, she has all this money, she's very opinionated, very aware of how the world works, but she's just got such a dark heart. She's so mean to everyone, both her friends and not. But I still can't find myself disliking her. I think what I like about the character of Chandler is just how earnest she is about it. She never hides the fact that she's a horrible person. She actually revels in it. This is especially seen more so in the musical, where she's in the song Candy Store. She just pretty much says, when she's saying all the things she likes, such as being the fact that she's so much richer than everyone, she can do whatever she wants pretty much without thinking about the consequence. She doesn't care who she hurts to get what she wants. People she believes are beneath her, she either won't talk to them or she doesn't care if she steps on them, she doesn't care. And I think it's that earnesty about her that is what it is I like about her character. The subject of today's video is Duke. So I think the main difference is between Chandler and Duke because after Chandler is accidentally murdered, Duke takes her position as the new Queen Bee. And depending on which version you're watching in the movie, it was actually JD who gave her this idea. But in the musical, she's a lot more self-driven in the fact that she pretty much takes the scrunchie for herself and pretty much becomes the new Heather Chandler. Adopting her trademark color in the movie. Adopting her trademark color as far as jacket and scrunchie, whereas in the musical is only shown by the scrunchie, but then she ends up pretty much becoming the same type of person that Chandler was. And this is why I don't like Duke. These characteristics, just being just an all-around awful person, were characteristics that Chandler owned, that Chandler knew and didn't care. Duke, however, up until Chandler dies, she's more withdrawn. We see that she's actually very intelligent book-wise. While they're playing croquet, she's reading. In the musical, this is seen by the fact that she recognizes a quote from Moby Dick that JD says. what I don't understand about Duke is that we've seen throughout in both mediums that she is constantly verbally and in the musical physically abused by Heather Chandler. Constantly being told, shut up. In the movie she says things to her like, did you have a brain tumor for breakfast? Belittling her every chance she gets. So it makes sense that Duke would finally feel free from this oppression. And even in the movie, when she's praying over Chandler's dead body, she even says, I felt bad for praying for her death all the time, but I'm actually happy that it happened. And in a sense, it does make sense because this person who has caused her so much emotional stress over the years, we don't even know how long they've even known each other. I mean, in the musical, Veronica does say that everybody in the school has known each other since childhood, but we don't know exactly how long the others have been best friends. Because we do know at one point that Duke was friends with Martha, and this was actually in both versions. But what I don't like about Duke is the fact that when she finally gets the power and she takes on Chandler's persona, is the fact that she's adopting these traits that Chandler had, that she herself hated to the core, that she wished death upon this other girl. And it just makes me wonder, if you have been treated this way for so long and you know how bad it hurt, and you know that when she did it to her, it's making you suffer, so why are you going out and doing this to other people? And in the movie, Veronica even asks you, she says, why are you such a mega bitch? And Duke's response is, with a smirk, because I can be. It's like, really? You've endured this for how long? From the previous queen bee, now when she died, you're taking over and you're doing the exact same thing you detested about her to other people. The fact that she actually just goes and, again, copying what Chandler did, goes and hurts her closest friend, McNamara, just enjoying her torment. And that's just what I don't like about the character of Duke, is the fact that she knows firsthand what it's like to be hurt this way, and then she goes and copies it. Having to know that she's causing emotional distress to all these other people, and even when Martha does decide to take her life, she just makes a joke out of it. I don't know, maybe it's just her way of grieving, maybe it's her way of getting through things, but I honestly cannot like her for the fact that she used to be the victim and now she's being the abuser. If anything, considering her situation, she should have done what Veronica did at the very end whenever she got the chance to have the power, but instead she chose to be just as cruel as Chandler, which leads me to believe that the reason she hated Chandler so much was because she wanted to be her. And when she finally got the chance to make that dream come true, Duke became an even worse version of Chandler. Like a simple wish to have that kind of power, completely changing her character into becoming an exact replica of Chandler's personality. Which is quite scary when you think about it. That's why I just can't like the character in both versions. And so this is just something that I was just thinking about when listening to the soundtrack to the Heathers musical for like the 100th time probably. And it's just something I felt like sharing, and I'm interested in hearing your thoughts. Do you agree or disagree? Do you have anything you would like to add? And so I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.